We're now on to match 2. We took match 1 off 4-color loam. We are going to, I think we need to mull it. We can keep this hand, but it's bad. This hand's much better. I think we want to lead on a Putrid Imp. We don't care if the Putrid Imp gets countered. Then we will pitch Stinkweed Imp and then cast Careful Study and Faithless Looting in 1 turn. Our opponent's gone Underground Sea into Ponder, which anybody who plays Legacy knows that that could be any one of a million decks. I know our opponent has played Turbo Depths before. I'm not sure what else he's been on. No, the most likely candidates are something like either Storm or Grixis or Bug Delver. Our opponent forces out Putrid Imp. So we know he's not on Storm. Snapcaster Mage being pitched tells us that he's likely on... It narrows it down to either a Blade deck playing black, so something like Esper Deathblade, or sorry, Esper Stoneblade I guess it's called these days, or the Grixis control deck that's been kicking around. So it was almost worth, I think, casting Therapy for Spell Pierce there to take 1 more turn. I don't think we're in a rush, but our opponent scoops it up. So based on what we've seen, I'm not sure what's correct aboard here. Icarid's definitely, I think, good. I think we just haven't seen enough of what our opponent's playing. So we're just going to go with the good old-fashioned trim, where we cut some of the things that make us have a very... cut the bits that give us really fast acceleration. So we're going down on our LEDs, we're going down on our breakthroughs. We trim a Careful Study. We're much more happy to have Putrid Imp. Once again, we expect this to be a long game. And we're going to have to keep mulliganing it. This hand's fantastic. We're missing a Dredger, but I don't think we're particularly concerned about it. That's something we'll draw sooner rather than later. And realistically, once again, we just want to resolve Putrid Imp. Cast Faithless Looting. I don't know if we even bother trying to play around Surgical Extraction here. So one thing that might be noted with the sideboard that I'm using at the moment is it's not using Silent Gravestone. This is the case as post-Deathrote Shaman ban. I've been expecting to have kind of more nuclear graveyard hate of the kind that's actually, I think, considerably better. Or at least better against these kinds of decks. And I have expected to see considerably less surgical extractions. Alright, so we found our Grave Troll. So we're left with an interesting decision here. So this turn, I think we want to Faithless Looting. Okay, we're going to crack for red, because we can Cephalid Colosseum next turn. And here's the Surgical Extraction. So I guess I'm going to have to try another league just to find out whether or not Surgical Extraction is the main piece of grave hate to be feared. If it is, I think I will be moving to some number of Silent Gravestone. We might as well, you know, not have to worry about it if possible. Okay. So we've managed to find our second dredger. Hopefully that means next turn we're going to be able to go nuts. Something that shows the weakness of surgical extraction. However, the second one I think is just going to take us out of the game. I don't think it's particularly reasonable to play around double surgical extraction in an opening hand. Anyway, we'll move on to game 3. I think I'm even happier with the sideboard plan now. Maybe the one thing that we want to do is consider cutting a Dread return for maybe like a careful study. And we're going to keep this hand as it's fantastic. I think Cabal Therapy on Force of Will is probably the correct play here. Or maybe we should have Cabal Therapied. We should have Cabal Therapied Surgical Extraction this turn. And then cast Careful Study next turn off a single land. Then when and if they force it, drop the second and cast the Breakthrough. Okay, and this Cabal Therapy should definitely be pointed at us. Or should it? This is a tough one. If they have Surgical Extraction, then this hand's a little bit awkward. If they don't have Surgical Extraction, I think we're very likely to just straight up win. Okay, and I think this is now, yep, GG's.